time frame on this stuff. The L.A. riots with the Rodney King verdicts and the Rodney King thing. I'm going to tell you why the Rodney King verdicts came out the way they did. Um, Rodney King went on a high-speed chase on the L.A. freeway and caused a lot of accidents that could have caused fatalities for families. Took the law into his own hands and almost killed other people. By the time the cops got there to contain him, they were so pissed. Okay. Which I guess is why we need evolving technology without emotions to contain people when they get so irrational. You need some kind of robotics. You need RoboCop. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody does something like that, your initial urge is just to kill them. Right? When somebody takes the law into their own hands, does whatever the fuck they want to do, because they're going to do what the fuck they want to do. It's a free country, right? So the cops, it's basically one of the best I ever saw to describe how not to get in a violent confrontation with police officers was a about 3-minute video sketch put out by Chris Rock called How Not to Get Your Ass Kicked by the Police. Let's look at these things like, shit, I wouldn't do that if I were you. He goes, if you jump over a subway turnstile with a loaded weapon and a joint in your mouth, maybe you need your ass kicked, and never be rolling fuck the police when pulled over by the police. And take a white friend with you who speaks eloquently, oh, sorry, officer, what? Don't take another brother with you. What the fuck you doing pulling us over? And never, ever have an angry girlfriend in the car with you. He got his strapped. The cops will beat the shit out of you. About to get your ass kicked. It was so funny. Oh, God, when I was watching, I was like, this is hilarious. It's horrible. But it wasn't. It was more like a public service announcement on how to have common sense in an archaic society where you have to keep acceptable societal norms to stop violent, escalated interactions from happening. Okay? So it happens. I got into it we almost got into it with NWA. We got into it with the Mexican guy. You guys didn't see? Yeah, the Mexican guy took a shot at me. I've had that happen to me many a times. Okay, I make people that love violent interactives very angry, and they take shots at me. They drug me at the soup kitchen. They have sex with my sexually groomed wife, who is like having sex with a child. Already covered that. They spy in my house. They sexually groom and manipulate, young people to try to seek sexual protection from me so I can look like a pervert. I mean, shit. That was the police? Wasn't, well, I guess so. The police in Sierra Vista did know what was happening in my house. Well, don't you hate them? No. Because for every cop that was doing that, there was the cop, the good, clean-cut, blonde-haired Mormon cop that pulled me over and said, I understand what you're doing. You got to pay your bills, but if I catch you again with the Frank Abagnale tags, I'm going to have to impound the car. And you don't have the money to get it out, so take it home and park it and don't let me catch you driving again. Thank you. Okay, I will. I promise. I had to start walking to work from now on. But he told me, I know what you're doing. I understand why. Okay. Just don't let me catch you driving it again. That was beautiful. As a dad of 5 kids that I'd take care of with a wife, he had access to surveillance in my house. For every asshole that was making fun of me and laughing at me when I was doing a prayer Passover cleaning up ritual of the bathroom with Moses, for every 5 assholes laughing at me, there was one kid in there going, there just might be something to this man. He really loves those kids. He still loves this woman. It's like Hugo Tolar told me that time when they were talking to me. He took me aside. He goes, you said you wanted to be a teacher. You just might be the greatest teacher of our generation. And then he said, why? I said, why? Well, no, I can't be. He goes, yes. He goes, most men would have killed your wife for what she put you through and still keeps putting you through. Most men would have showed up at that night in Wyoming and killed everybody in the room except for Amy, because you would have felt you knew she was pregnant. And you wouldn't kill Buggy. You'd sit there and look at all the other dead people and say, see what you did? Look what you made me do. No one else was pregnant in the room. Okay. It went because of my for our communications. When you are fucking me to undermine my job, I'm fucking my wife to undermine my job and take care of and curtail my ability to take care of my kids to the best of my ability, I might kill you. Okay? It's the same thing I said with Mayor Kinski, which is why some of the police officers, because they can monitor certain situations in my life, in Sheridan, okay? When we first went there, everybody loved Kinski because he was the party drinker mayor, and he cut the cops' medical benefits, which took care of their kids, okay? So one of the detectives saw him leave a city event inebriated. He called ahead to one of the sergeants to pull him over for DUI. They said he was set up. Like, no, he didn't. You're supposed to call the police if you see somebody getting into a car inebriated and driving. He was off duty, but he's a lieutenant for the Sheridan Police Force. He would be remiss. He didn't go up and tell the mayor. No, the mayor took their medical benefits. I would explain this to the people in the store reading the paper because my wife was on the paper. I said, I would take him out behind the shed and whoop his ass if he took my kid's ability away to go to the doctor. I'd take that man out behind the shed and whoop him within an inch of his life until he came to his senses. Okay? I don't see, and then other people, I get pulled over by those fucking cops. They were all mad. They all hated the cops and liked the mayor because he was a party mayor. Okay? And he was saving money by cutting back unessential things that the rest of us don't get, the cops get. The cops put themselves on the line to keep themselves safe from fucking psychotic, drunk, taxidermy, shoot anything that moves, Brokeback Mountain, sorry, crazy fuckers in Wyoming. There's some crazy fuckers in Wyoming. And being a cop in Wyoming is not as easy as you think it would be. You get some crazy fucking Randall Tex Martin guys out there that you have on Walker, Texas Ranger with they kidnapped 2 girls, they're going to take them out in the woods and fuck them and then skin them alive. And that's some of the guys that Wyoming police and deputies have to deal with. Okay, and you have no idea what it's like to be. My buddy Dave worked as a Montana cop most of his life. He said you saw things that made your skin curl. Okay, and especially when dealing with a lot of things up near the Indian reservations. There's horrific, horrible things. One of the guys that worked with me at NSI told me that the one lady was putting in sexual abuse cases that were fabricated to get the young girls and the young men into treatment that would get expunged from their records to keep them from being sexually assaulted by men in the Crow tribe because they were Cheyenne. Okay, so we had these very beautiful Crow girls, really cute. One of them was really cute. She was a sweetheart, and she flirted with you, but she was cute. I really adored her. She was pretty. She had a Jennifer Lopez, Sally Richardson kind of look. And there were some other girls, and I really enjoyed them because they were good kids. But the lady had to trump up things that happened in their past to send them to NSI so they wouldn't be sexually abused on the Crow Indian reservation. Everett and his brother, and everybody's, sex offenders. And Everett was always pissed off. And he's like, he's a sex offender, he's a liar. He's like, no, Jeff told you. I'm here if these people that they say are sex offenders, and I'm not, and I'm here, and that's why he said, I hate this fucking system. Everett and me used to have these long talks, and he goes, you just don't understand, I hate these people. I hate having to live like this, and I hate having to my brother and me put in here. Yeah, we get angry, we're violent, we're in the foster care system. But to be put up as worse than we are to keep us safe from people in the Crow tribe that would abuse us, to kill us, or rape the girls. I hate this place. He hated it. I always have to tell him, you've got to learn to try to be a peaceful warrior, to work in this, not, peaceful, but understand the ways of your people and then pass it on to your brothers so you don't get caught in the perpetual violence of this system. And we had long talks. Me and him used to have long talks. And, the Georgia men, well, it's just sex offender mentality. They're liars and they try to get, no, they're just kids that are angry. And even the kids that were in there for sex offending, it was just kids trying to get their way through a sexual society and get into sexual situations that they couldn't control because everybody told them you have no sex is bad, and they didn't have any real education to get through it. Most of those kids were in situations that we all could have been in. They were beautiful kids. I loved them. Some of them were in disgusting situations, yeah, because their situations were very terrible. I'll be back.